Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. I am your host, The Vigilante, and I am back at it with another video. So for today's video, I'm going to be reacting to none other than Harman Smith. And if you really enjoy my videos, please give them a like, share, and subscribe. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I really need your help. And remember, men, if you ever take this fine woman on a date, everything's going good, you're sweet talking her, she invites you back to her place, just remember, man, if you don't wrap it up, you could produce a Harman Smith. Let's get into the video.
Who is GaraOfTheRage? I don't know. He's some spurg on YouTube who makes videos about other YouTubers trying to act as if he's some, like...
Oh, you know who Garaa is. You are getting a little salty because he keeps making videos about you. That's a strong word calling yourself a YouTuber, but you know exactly who he is. He's your daddy. He's going to sit there and give you a spanking when he finally releases that damn video. Gar, why haven't you released a video yet? We've been waiting.
Enlightened individual as to the state of the industry. You know, you have dozens of these guys, right? You know, guys who will like edit their voice over like some generic FPS game, you know, narrating how ridiculous like, you know, Nintendo fans are for being excited for a new Pokemon game.
If you would just sit there and just show that you're excited for a new game, me and Gar would have never even known about you. We would have never reacted to you. Most of the people that have reacted to you wouldn't even react to you. The reason why we react to you is because you bash other games while trying to hold up Nintendo as the greatest company to ever exist when they're far from it. You're full of shit. You know exactly what we're doing.
Or the like, you know, like it's one of the worst genres on YouTube, in the YouTube gaming community right now, because the more you see this content and this kind of like behavior, the more you realize it's tailor-made for a specific kind of person. You know, someone who just sits in a basement and just attacks other people for liking video games while not playing anything themselves.
We don't sit there and play any video games. I know that this is directed at more at Gar, but I think he's actually talking about everybody that keeps reacting to him. So I'm going to include me in this one because I've reacted to about 7 of his videos already. So even though I'm still young, young in the YouTube community, I'm still going to think that he's sitting there talking about me. You know what? We do play video games. That's why we show that we play video games. Unlike you, I have a life. I can't sit there and play as many video games as you can. I might not be able to sink in 200 hours a week onto video games because I got something called a job, a life, something that you will never have probably. You probably have never felt the warmth of a woman before.
You know, like this is something I've been pointing out for a long time because, you know, people like, oh no, it's Alex will spend like, you know, 5 hours a night streaming, you know, trying to become some YouTube celebrity while not playing any games, while not talking about any games, just going over some like...
Oh, just 5 hours a night? That's a lot to do. I don't even have that much time. Who cares how many times he sits there and plays? You're going to go on about a big celebrity? He's at 80,000 subscribers. He gets paid. He is monetized. You're at 2,000 subscribers and you're not even getting paid yet. Because you got no ads on your damn channel. So what are you talking about? I think you're just jealous. And don't ever speak bad about Alexander the Great ever again. You put some respect on that man's name.
Some video that like Dreamcast guy or, you know, any of these like other people have made, you know, trying to clown on them. And it really doesn't work. You know, at its core, PC gamers do not play video games. Like, this is why they're PC gamers. You know, they're not playing video games. They're engaged in gaming culture through social media. And this is a real phenomenon that I've noticed when it comes to like...
They play more games than you ever will. They've even played your damn games. Now listen, anybody who's watching this that truly does love Nintendo, this has nothing against you. Because most Nintendo people can admit to this one. My guy, the only games you play are games that are meant for children. Nintendo games are generally meant for children. They're meant to hold your hands and sit there and get you through easy mode through life, just like you think. At least they play some real games that have some challenge to them, that have depth to them. Now again, I do like Nintendo's games. I love Pokemon, nothing wrong with that. But you will never sit there and see me on here clowning another person because they don't play Pokemon like this man always likes to do.
Fans of other mediums, you know, like TV, anime, movies, books, you know, this idea of having this like online culture revolving around a brand that, a franchise that they don't really engage in. You know, there are people who obsessively follow books, movies, TV shows that they don't actually watch, you know. and instead just complain about them online incessantly, or like have their own alternative take on the characters or what have you.
You do it too. You do it exactly with gaming. You sit there and talk so badly about Astrobot, but you've never played it. You talk so badly about Oblivion, you've never played it. But you've never even played Baldur's Gate. You like to call it Baldur's Gate. You've never played Elden Ring. You suck at all that stuff. You sit there and do the exact same thing that you're complaining about. This is hypocrisy at its finest.
When it comes to gaming, it's very evident to me that the PC Master Race don't actually play video games. They're not emulating anything. They're not buying anything on Steam. At most, they maybe spend like 10 or 20 hours playing like some flavor of the month game that year, and then they'll just move on to like the next thing, you know? They'll just get hyped for the next product, you know? Like, and that becomes very evident.
Yes, that's exactly what we do. And I love how you sit there and say the PC Master Race. If you want to sit there and use a derogatory term, that is not really the best way to do it. A lot of PC people accept that they're the Master Race. You know, I've heard people call them the PC Gooners. See, I'm actually giving you some good advice right now. I'm going to help you out and make your channel a little better there, Harman. Instead of calling them the PC Master Race, call them the PC Gooners. That's a way better of a line. But yes, they have money to sit there and keep getting these games. And what do you mean they can't sit there and they're not buying games on Steam? Of course they're buying games on Steam, or they're emulating them. I guarantee you they have played more than Nintendo games than you ever have.
On Easter Sunday, he's talking about me. He's talking about the Harman Smith Show. He's spending his holiday streaming about other gamers on the internet. You know, it was pathetic. I wasn't super thrilled about that at all.
You're not super thrilled about anything unless you're slurping up all the Doug Bowser stuff.
It was just like, this is who the guy really is. This is how he spends his time. So like, you know, I scroll through the video, I look at it, and I realize that like, oh wait, he actually screen caps his Steam stat page. So you can see just how much time he's put into his games over the past couple of weeks. And I realized immediately that he doesn't play games. You know, he has like 20 hours in Marvel Rivals over the past few weeks. Like in comparison, I put like about that much into like random games in like a weekend, you know.
Now, I do not know Gar whatsoever, but I'm going to take a wild guess that he has a life, Harman. The reason why he can't sink 20 hours alone in a weekend, or over 20 hours, like you said, on a single game in a weekend, is because he has a life. He has a girlfriend. He even said on his last stream, he has an Amazonable woman. Okay, she's taller than him. He has a life. I'm assuming that he sits there and has a job. He probably has a family. His parents probably actually want something to do with them. His parents don't sit there and hide him down in the basement like yours does.
Like Xenoblade Chronicles X, I think I put like more time into in like a week. Yeah, so like 2 weeks, he played Marvel Rivals for 20 hours, and it really just goes to show you like how little he's actually playing, because like, you know, that's an older game now. No one really talks about it. No one cares about it. And
we just got Emma Frost like 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about? We just got a nice thick blonde hair girl. We just got a nice thick snow bunny. Are you kidding me? Of course, and that's a lot of time to put into Marvel Rivals. I'm assuming he doesn't just play Marvel Rivals. Most people who play Marvel Rivals only go in and out. Will sit there and play a little bit, go to another game. They don't just religiously play Marvel Rivals. Maybe some people do, but not everybody. I guarantee you, Gar probably sits there and plays other games besides Marvel Rivals. Did you ever think about that?
It's a mediocre, just hero shooter thing that's only popular with Coomers and just Marvel cocksuckers, right?
The amount of jizz from Doug Bowser alone on you have no room to talk about anything sucking anything.
Marvel Rivals is a complete joke that nobody in the community really follows or cares about in any way, shape, or form. This is what the PC Master Race is spending time with. You know, this is what PC gamers are doing, you know, like when they're not, on the rare occasions they do boot up a stream, is that they play basic licensed games like Marvel Rivals, like Warhammer Space Marine 2, you know, like, you know, everything else.
Both of those games are way better than any of Nintendo's games, especially Princess Peach Showtime and Splatoon 3.
Whatever. Like, they play these basic games while, like, coming after you for being excited for, say, Mario Luigi Brothership or Nintendo Switch 2 or, like, what have you. Like, this is the video game that they think is better than what Nintendo is doing.
It's better than Princess Peach Showtime, which ain't hard to accomplish.
And it's just so obviously insane if you just know about like the general the industry and like what's actually out there and how much time you can actually put into like, you know, Nintendo games. Like he had like 90 hours in Marvel Rivals total.
90 hours is a lot of hours to put into any damn game. Are you kidding me? You know, not all of us are virgins like you. All of us have lives. We actually have stuff to do. We don't just sit there, go work a measly 4 or 5 hours like you do, come home and sit in front of a computer, or in your case, sitting in front of a Nintendo Switch playing video games the rest of the damn time.
And like, you know, I put more time in than that into Xenoblade Chronicles 3 when I played through it last year, right? Like, and of course, like, you know, Marvel Rivals being an online shooter will go on indefinitely as opposed to like an RPG, which has the But anyway, like, it just goes to show you just like how little these people actually play games.
You know, Harman, I would love to know the amount of time that you play games. I bet you play more game hours on games than you do working. Okay, unlike you, I actually have to work because I got bills to pay. I don't live in mommy's basement like you do.
And they'll try and cope about that. They'll try to say that like, oh, I have other platforms. Well, first of all, I do too. And second of all, you constantly deride and attack those other platforms as being like inferior to PC. So to me, like the fact that you like own other platforms kind of debunks the notion that like you're emulating games on PC, that you can just pirate everything, that it's like the definitive platform. Because if PC gaming was so superior, you wouldn't need other platforms.
Most PC gamers just play on other PCs because they like you said, they like to sail the seven seas when it comes to Nintendo games. They get them on PC. They will sit there and wait for the PlayStation to come out. Now, I will admit, I prefer my PS5 over my gaming laptop. I do love my gaming laptop, but I still prefer my PS5. I have no problem admitting that. But I can acknowledge that there's a lot of great stuff when it comes to the PC that my PS5 cannot do. My PS5 cannot do mods, which there are some amazing mods for a lot of games.
That's the reality of the situation, right? I own other platforms myself, but I don't use them because they're just not on the level of quality as Nintendo hardware. And I talked about this before, but like, you know, it's
Harman, the only other platforms you have is a terrible, outdated laptop. That's probably not even a gaming laptop. You have a Dell, for crying out loud.
I actually the time spent on my Nintendo Switch is clearly demonstrable, right? You know, on my stream days, I average about like 5 to 6 hours. You know, I've gone as high as like 13 before. You know, I would be streaming more if I had more time. You know, like I have like an endless amount of games to play on Nintendo hardware, and it just feels like to me that no PC gamer is really doing the same thing. You know, I don't know anybody who plays more games than me in that respect. Like, I don't know anybody in the sphere who like plays as many genres as I do or knows as much about games. Like, the PC Master Race is just a complete and total joke and needs to be treated as such.
The only joke around here is you, Harman. I am so glad this video's over with. Sometimes it is hard to get through these videos, but I did it for you guys, so I think that deserves a subscribe right there. So if you did enjoy my video, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, stay vigilant. And also remember, please wrap it up. We don't need another Harman Smith.